Welcome to the August 24th, 2023 public hearing of the Planning Board. We have a small audience. I don't need to go over safety precautions. The doors are there, front door is open, and that's how you exit. Please put your name and affiliation. We don't have any sign-in sheets, so we'll have to use the podium sheets, and we'll have a roll call, please.
Chair Alfaro.
Present.
Vice Chair Finnerty.
Present.
The Secretary is here. Board Member Catalinato is absent. Board Member Mutu.
Present.
Board Member Neely.
Present.
Board Member Fulham is absent. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please join in for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we're going to go out of order from the agenda, and we will be taking 200 North McGee Street, and that was adjourned from a prior meeting, and so there's no public notice to be read.
For the record, Madam Chair, the board did ask for a second posting to be done, and I do have proof of that, and I will be recusing myself from this application.
Okay, good, thank you.
Good evening. The applicant David Gilmartin Jr., Greenberg Traurig, Montauk Highway, Bridgehampton. This application appeared before you last on June 8th, 2023. It's a two-lot minor subdivision off of North McGee Street. You can see it here. Apparently at that hearing, some issues came up on whether the applicant was using a neighboring property to gain access. We provided an updated survey, which you should have received this week, and it shows the fence line right along here. The access for the subdivision will be on the applicant's property. Unfortunately, did you receive surveys?
Kristen?
So I guess we can
You'll
use
have to
this,
deal with that.
and you won't be able to see it really well. So the green is the 15-foot wide flag strip to the back lot. There's at the front a 20-foot wide.
Can you put this up, please?
Yep. Right at the access from North McGee, there's a 20-foot wide easement that allows both lots to come in there, and then it reduces to 15 about here. Unfortunately, the surveyor, when they put the proposed 20-foot wide easement, covered up the fact that there is a fence line along here, which is 182 feet. It's 4 feet in the front, and then when it's able to go to 6 feet. So that's what currently separates the property on the line. My client has and is considering putting some trees along this part where the fence ends towards the back, but it's an area that's been used for ever 30, 40 years as a driveway. So we're looking into whether we can put some trees in that will screen the back lot. There's currently an existing structure there from the neighbor. I would say, however, that there are a row of arborvitaes here and along here, which provides current screening for that structure anyway. So
is this it?
that's it.
Do you have a current survey on the property?
That's it.
That's the survey.
That's what you're looking at. Hot off the presses this week.
What's the pink at the back?
Those are steep slopes in the rear of the property.
I'm sorry, that's actually an older version. It's not the same as this one.
Jeff, is there a date on that survey that you can see?
This date is marked as
The latest date?
7/13/22.
That's current, 7/13?
No, there's one that was.
There's
sent
one that's
this week.
8/16.
Oh, 8/16,
Yeah,
okay.
that's right.
And the hard copies might be in your pile because I dropped them off this week.
This week.
Yeah,
So that's probably it,
that is it.
but maybe not scanned in.
It was emailed.
Can I take this one off the wall to
Sure.
show
Sure.
you? Trying to do this without hitting the microphone, which I usually do. Alright, so here's the 20-foot wide that allows access for
To
both.
both.
And then it reduces to the 15. Here's the driveway for the front lot. And right in here, it says wooden fence, 182 feet, which measures from here. Let's see where the.
And is the wooden fence on this applicant's property?
Yes.
Or the, okay.
It's on the applicant's property. I think it's about half a foot inside.
And full title insurance for that?
Sure.
Well,
Okay, so any questions from us before we open it up for public hearing? We're open for comments, please.
Hi, Eileen Powers. I'm an attorney for the neighbor Emily Soltani. I did see the survey here, and that fence does appear to be on their property line between the two properties. Our concern simply is that you're putting that driveway is a lot longer than the 182-foot fence line. So my clients are just asking for screening further along
The rear,
proposed driveway along the rear lot, because it's along there, what amounts to their rear yard, or to their place where their children can be.
so David, did you hear that?
I think he knows that, yeah.
He knows that. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, I mean, if a plant can't grow, then maybe we can put some additional fencing
Maybe the
down
fence
along
could
there.
be
Yeah,
extended.
extended.
Yeah, just extend it, right.
Yeah,
That's what my client's looking for, so.
okay,
All right?
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Anybody want to speak to this? David, you want to conclude?
We would consider, and we are looking into alternatives to screen there, but I think our neighbor can feel comfortable that the property is right now, the structure is screened with arborvitae. But we'll certainly take that up with you as we work through this process. We'd ask that you close it, and we'll be back to you for a work session to work it out.
Okay, Eileen?
It's not necessarily the screening of the property, it's the screening of the driveway, because that driveway is running all along their property line and along what amounts to their rear yard. So that's what we're looking for. And that arborvitae screens the house from your client, not from. Yeah, but it doesn't screen the driveway. I guess it screens the house. It's on your property, the arborvitae, right? It's like a perpendicular to the driveway, right?
Okay,
So-
just address the
Yeah,
comments.
that's all. It's perpendicular to the driveway, the
Okay.
arborvitae he's talking about.
So-
So it
so
doesn't
the
do
issue-
anything to protect my clients from the driveway.
So maybe you could consider some fencing or something along the rear portion of the driveway.
Just to bring this back into the reasonable zone, it's existed like this for 50 years. Just because there's a subdivision and it doesn't, necessarily change things. Since our neighbor bought their property, they've looked at this same thing. So we'll consider some alternatives as
Please,
we work forward.
I mean,
We
you
will.
can hear it.
I
is there-
hear it, but
Yeah.
let's understand what existed.
Okay, this is not a court.
I know, but
Okay.
can I just say one thing? This was not like this. You're talking about subdividing the piece of property and putting an additional home on the property. According to this applicant, it was a potting shed in the back. So there's a big difference when you have a driveway feeding another home
Mm-hmm.
than, sort of an ancillary structure on the property.
As
So
you know,
that's
Eileen,
all.
we typically provide for screening and
And
Right.
buffers.
preparation, whether it's a fence or whether it's planting.
Right,
and
that's
we're-
all we're asking for.
We'll be
Okay.
consistent in that.
Reasonable.
All right, we appreciate it. Thank you.
I know, I'm beating a dead horse, but it's not a potting shed, it's an accessory apartment, and it's a legal accessory apartment vis-à-vis the CO.
and now it's gonna be a single-family house. Soon.
Okay, anyone wish to speak to this application?
Zoom?
Anyone on Zoom? No one on Zoom. Entertain a motion to close with a 10-day written comment period.
Motion.
Motion by Dennis, second by George, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, 5 in favor, 2 absent. Thank you. Yep. Okay, let's go to Charos, number 1. Let's wait for the attorney to come back, and we can read this into the record. Gloria?
Okay. Please take notice that in accordance with local law number 14 of 2022, a public hearing will be held by the Southampton Town Planning Board on Thursday, August 24th, 2023, at 6 p.m. at Town Hall, 116 Hampton Road, Southampton, and via video conferencing to consider the pre-submission conference application entitled Charos LLC. The application proposes the construction of an 8,000 square foot medical office building and associated parking on property currently improved with a restaurant use situated in the highway business and located at 32 Montauk Highway, Watermill, Southampton Tax Map number 900-133-2-3.
Board is proper notice, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. Good to see you. Carl Benacasa for the applicant, 860 Montauk Highway, Watermill, New York. I'm sure you're all familiar with this property. This is what was the diner on County Road 39 and Montauk Highway at the intersection of County Road 39 and Montauk Highway. What is being proposed is in the rear of the lot, the addition of an 8,000 square foot, one-story building for medical offices. The total lot size is 110,000 square feet. Under the HB zoning district, you can have one use for every 20,000 square feet, so we are permitted certainly an additional use. The parking calculation is based on medical offices, which is one space for every 150 square feet of office space. That requires 53.33. When you factor that in with the existing parking for the restaurant use, the total required spaces are 139, and we are providing 130, 139, we're providing 136. The reason we are able to provide less parking is because if you look towards the rear, there is that cross-access. That cross-access is roughly 5,380 square feet, affording us 28 a relief from 28 spaces. So factoring in that, we're actually providing 159 spaces, well over what is required. It meets all setbacks, it meets transition yard. The CR 60 zoning district is just towards the south. That's the only bordering zoning district, and we are well in excess of 50 feet from that zoning district.
So you're behind the diner?
Behind the diner,
Yeah.
there's a
And
vacant
that's a
parcel.
separate, single and separate lot, or is it?
No, it's part of this lot, but
It's part of, so you're
it's,
subdividing?
no, we're not subdividing. It's an HB,
Part of this
HB
lot.
zone, there's an excess of lot square footage, so we can do a second use
Okay.
on it. And as you can see, that cross-access there is built out and provided.
So there'd be access either from Montauk Highway, State Route 27, or from the access road out to Flying
It's a
Point?
flying point, that's exactly right.
Both.
Where is
And you
it?
know what, that's the case for what's there now, and for Tesla, I don't know how many people use it, but it's there.
Right.
Yeah,
And you'll remember, board members, you required all of that cross-access when you
Yes.
did.
yes.
Yeah, it took a long time,
Yeah.
right, to get that agreed to and installed, yeah.
Mhm.
Now, the other entrance is on the other side of Tesla? It's on the east side of Tesla.
The other entrance,
Oh, so,
Tesla would be
Okay.
to the east of the diner.
so this entrance will be, no, go the other way.
Comes down.
This will just be one big connected parking lot. front
But
to back.
Tesla isn't connected to this.
there was cross-access built in, but it hasn't been improved. But the access that Tesla has is along the cross-access, which has been
Okay,
We'll finalize
opened
it,
up.
yeah.
but it's not existing now.
The cross-access it's right there, yeah. It's in the back. It's a built-out road.
The parking
Back
lot
way.
for the restaurant is just gonna be connected to the parking lot for the medical office. It's just
Absolutely.
one big parking lot.
Yeah, even the spots on the south side, most of the spots on the south side of the diner parking lot are gonna remain. There'll be a little island there that'll preserve them under the proposed site plan. And there'll be driving aisles on either side.
So this is all medical offices?
That's the proposal, yes.
And 136 parking spaces, so you have, so it's a pause deck for SECR,
Yes.
and you'll have right in terms of traffic, right in and right out.
Yes.
So,
Now, it's,
type one.
Type
we
1, right.
assume, of course, you'll be requiring a traffic study. We can undertake that now, and we have MPV is ready to go. They can do it over the next 2 weeks. I was raising it with the board because I was curious if the next 2 weeks is a time frame you think would be reflective of high traffic demand. I assume it would be. If not, we can wait till next summer.
Yeah, I think we don't want to be rushing this.
Understood.
Well,
And,
they're free to secure traffic counts.
well, they could do what they
They can
want.
just
to,
Well,
but
that's,
it's
that.
not
the question
part
is,
of
should we
our-
engage it? The traffic counts are gonna be over the next 2 weeks, which would include Labor Day
But
weekend.
we can't give you direction to
To
retain
do
a
it.
traffic consultant.
No.
But then when you retain one, they would have traffic counts from the end of August.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could do that. on
That's
your
what I'm
own,
saying.
Sure.
I'm not asking if who we should hire, but the time
Yeah.
frame.
Right.
I wanna make you aware that we can do it this year, but it would be the
That's
next
an
2
internal
weeks.
decision.
Yeah.
And that's
So
your
is this
decision,
a-
but you do both roads.
Yes,
Flying
sure.
Point and
Mhm.
So you're going to do shared parking with the diner or not? That's what I'm confused about.
It's one lot, so yeah, it would be shared parking.
Shared parking.
It would be shared parking. The two uses combined have that demand that I mentioned, which we exceed by roughly 20 spaces, in light of the fact that we are getting credit for the cross-access.
Where did you come up with a calculation for credit for cross-access?
It's
I
in
think it was in the
Is it
approval.
in our code?
And it's in the code. It's 28, what was the
Yeah,
calculation?
they get credit. Number of
25 square feet per space. No.
No.
It's a 28
No, it's
per
my-
space.
Unless-
Unless
it's based on
I'm
square
way
footage.
off the mark, it's my
200.
understanding that you don't get a bonus for cross-access. But we'll check that, okay? But you have shared
I understood
parking,
that
so
you
you can do a
did.
You do,
calculation.
you do.
Okay, we'll check. We're
Okay.
missing the mark by a space, so if we have to work around that, I'm sure we can find it.
Well, you'll have the handicap spaces, truck space, circulation. If it's a medical office, it's probably going to be busy. I mean, you've already got medical offices right there on
On the corner,
on the
yes.
corner, yeah,
It is a permitted use in the district.
yeah. Okay, any other questions from the board? Anyone from the audience wants to speak to this application? Okay, and this is a site plan. Anyone on Zoom? No one on Zoom? Okay, it's a pre-submission conference, so I'll close with a 30-day written comment period. Motion by Dennis, second
Second.
by Gloria, and all in favor? Opposed, abstentions, 5 in favor, 2 absent. Thank you. Lester Elliston, do we have notice?
We have proper
Counsel?
notice, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Carl.
I'll read.
Thanks. George?
Yep. Please take notice that in accordance with local law number 14 of 2022, a public hearing will be held by the Southampton Town Planning Board on Thursday, August 24th, 2023 at 6 p.m. at Town Hall, 116 Hampton Road, Southampton, and via video conferencing to consider the pre-application entitled Lester Elliston. The application proposes to subdivide a 140,724 square foot parcel into 3 lots situated in the CR40 zoning district and New York State archaeological sensitive area and located at 241 Norris Lane, Bridgehampton, Suffolk County Tax Map 900-72-1-2.
Yes.
Good evening,
welcome.
everyone. Good evening, Madam Chair. I love that, so I'm saying Madam Chair and members of the board.
Thank you.
My name is Jamison McWilliams. I'm the attorney for the applicant, Crouch McWilliams Law Group at 10 Pantico Road in East Hampton. I don't have much more to say besides what is in the hearing notice. This is a single 140,724 square foot lot, and we are proposing the 3-lot subdivision. It would yield lot 1 at exactly 40,000 square feet, and they get a little bit larger as you go back, even taking the access strip out of that calculation. It doesn't require any lot width variances. Right now, it is currently vegetated. It is improved in the front by an old quasi-dilapidated, I would say, structure. And so I'm here to hear all of your feedback and accept any suggestions you might have.
So you're in the archaeological sensitive area, so you'll have to do a phase 1A and B review. Your line is with the cemetery, correct?
Yes, but there's a,
Oh, there's
It's
another
not a- there's a-
parcel in there, yeah.
there's that triangular piece is part of that parcel to the south, and then on the east side is this other, I don't know if that's a driveway or its own strip
The other side, looks like.
on the other side.
Looks like a, oh, that goes all the way.
That's the access drive to the house.
Yeah, the house on our lot has a sort of dirt path that's on the northern corner there.
So that'll be demolished.
So that house stays.
I don't think the house is salvageable.
Mhm.
And is there another structure behind it?
It's
A shed?
a shed. So the owner of the property lived across the street and had, the primary residence there. So there's a question of whether anybody occupies that
Are
now.
there any CUs on that structure?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I know the property is quite dilapidated.
But the map, lot 1 shows the house in its conforming
Yes.
locations, that's what I meant.
Yep.
People will take down houses left and right.
Yeah, the plan, the plan of the applicant and the family was proceed with this and see if they can get it subdivided, but not really take any action at this time.
Mhm.
It's like a family planning
Right.
scenario.
Okay, so that's how you do it, okay.
Okay, any other questions from the board?
No.
I see no one in the audience who wishes to speak. Is there anyone on
There's no
Zoom?
CBO
No.
on There's no CBO in the house? Did I clarify one thing? Is there a CBO in the house?
I would have to double check. I didn't think
Jeff,
so.
can you look?
Yeah.
Might be a pre-existing CO.
Is
Let me
that a
see if I-
submission requirement?
No.
No?
There is a CO.
Oh, wait, I'm so,
Residential addition.
I have one here. 1965
Okay,
for a dwelling.
A dwelling.
there you go.
There it is.
You'll save yourself a park fee and a lot.
Good park seat.
Okay. Seeing no one, entertain a motion to close with, there is no one on Zoom.
Amen.
10-day written comment period.
Motion.
Motion by Dennis.
Second.
Second by Gloria. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, 5 in favor, 2 absent. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night. Motion to adjourn by Dennis.
Second.
Second by Gloria. All in favor?
All good, yes.
All right.
5 in favor, 2 absent. We are
Last meeting
adjourned.
I got 'em out.